Hey guys, Abby with an I here. I first want to apologize for not posting anything in a couple of weeks. Life's been a little bit hectic for me right now. I just moved out of my parents' house, and the whole moving thing is always hectic, don't you think? So, the email that I got a couple of weeks ago, I feel really relates to where I'm at in my life right now. So, I think that that's the one that I'm going to share with you today. Um, this email is from a recent college grad who doesn't want to move back home. So I'm going to give her some advice and I'm going to go ahead and read you the email. Dear Abby, I just graduated college last weekend and have to move back in with my parents when my lease is up at the end of this month. I don't have an adult job lined up yet, but hope to get one soon. I'm anxious about living with my parents again and not having a job to go to because they're very critical of me. Any advice you can give me is appreciated. Sincerely, don't want to go home. Well, don't want to go home. You never want to go home, right? You never feel that moving back in with your parents is the right thing to do when you've been out on your own and had freedom and your own place. And I really get it. I mean, it's happened to me twice now, three times. It's happened to me three times now. And when I first graduated college, I moved back home for a week. I was fortunate enough to get a big girl job, and I was teaching in downtown Pittsburgh, and my commute from my parents' house was pretty difficult. So I was able to convince my brother to move out and get an apartment with me that was close to both of our jobs, and it was right on the bus line. Um, but that week that I was home, I think I texted him three times and was like, "Can we move out of here?" And he was like, "All right, let's do this." And my parents were cool with it, no big deal. They understood that it was important for me to be able to get to work every day. But like I said, I was fortunate enough to have a job right out of college. I know that not everyone is able to do that. I've had plenty of friends who weren't able to get jobs. I have an education degree, so a lot of the people that I'm friends with are teachers or have teaching degrees, and a lot of them had to go different routes because they weren't able to find jobs in that field. And I know how difficult it is for us millennials to get out there and get a big kid job right away. Um, but I don't think moving back in with your parents is going to be a problem. I think that you just got to make the most of it. I mean, most parents let you live at home rent free. You can get any kind of job for starters. You can go work at Target. You can, just look into like administrative assistant jobs or something like that. I don't exactly know what degree you graduated with, but I think that you can find something, anything, that'll give you some sort of income, and that'll show your parents that you're really trying to go ahead and, build your own life. And you can go ahead and pay off some of your student loans and pay some of your bills that you have. And eventually you will be able to make enough money to move out on your own. But I also think that you should continue looking for the job that you want with your degree while you are trying to, work your way up to where you want to be in life. Living at home can be really tough. For me specifically, it was rough when I moved back in last year after my overdose. And it was rough for me because my siblings, weren't very welcoming of me being at home. Four of them still live at home. And I understand, like, yeah, that's your place. You're in high school, middle school, community college, whatever. You can live there and, you know, it's fine. But if your sibling needs to move back in, you have to be welcoming to them. And if you have brothers and sisters, I hope that they do welcome you back home, because it's important that you're comfortable in your living environment and you don't feel stressed all the time and you don't feel, that you're not quite there mentally, and it'll lead you down a bad path. But living with your parents isn't the worst thing. Yeah, they might be critical of you for not having a job. My parents told me for months, you need to go get a job. You need to go get a job. I didn't have a car. I was like, I don't know how you expect me to get to this job, blah, blah, blah. But, I started looking for things online that I could do from home. And there's plenty of things out there on Indeed.com. And I really recommend that website because it's given me a lot of different opportunities. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to take most of those opportunities, but I have interviewed for a bunch of those different positions. So I think what you need to do is move back in with your parents and just live your life. Try and get that job that you want. Try and get that job that you went to school for, spent all that money on, to get that piece of paper that tells you that you're able to work in that field. And I really think that you can do it. I really think that going home isn't the worst thing that could happen to you. Yeah, your lease might be up, but college is over. And yes, college is fun, and you have a lot of memories from that. But unfortunately, now that you've graduated, it's time to move on and start your life. That was really hard for me, and I'm sure it's really tough on a lot of people. But I think that once you get moving, things will be great for you. You'll be able to do what it was you wanted to do. You'll be able to strive for your goals in the future. And you'll definitely be able to build a better relationship with your parents, whether they're critical of you or not. I think it's important that you try to just build that relationship and let them be accepting of you living in their house. Let your siblings be accepting of you living in that house, if you have any. But congratulations on your graduation and your degree. And if you need any more advice from me, please reach out. I really appreciate it. I did recently move out of my parents' house. Very happy living with a roommate on my own in a house, and it's been wonderful so far. I've been here almost 2 weeks, and I'm just really happy to finally be out on my own again. It's really hard when you have that freedom and then all of a sudden you don't anymore. I understand how difficult that is, but most of the time your parents will accept that you're an adult and that you can go ahead and do, adult things. But I think it's important that if you want to be an adult and live with your parents, that you show them that you're really trying to build your future. That's one of my biggest regrets from living at home, was not really showing them that I was capable of living my own life. So, don't want to go home. I know you don't, but I think it's a really great idea. A lot of people do it after college. A lot of people do it after college, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just, be your own person and live your life, but do respect your parents' roles. I really think that that's important. If you're going to live under their roof, you do have to, follow the roles that they give you and just try and strive to be the best you that you can be and go out and find that job, because it is out there for you and it's waiting for you. You just got to find it. All right, thanks. I'll see you guys soon.